Howdy friends, welcome back to the Eclectic Sam YouTube channel and welcome to my eclectic corner of YouTube, where I predominantly talk about selling on eBay and reselling in general, but from time to time we may go on a trip, talk about things that I collect, talk about history and other things I enjoy, just my eclectic world. Before we get started, you see down below that subscribe button? Go ahead and hit that. It doesn't cost you a thing. It helps me out. Plus, it gives you the ability to see what's coming in the future. Today, I thought I'd do another one of my What Sold videos. I'm going to do 20 items that sold recently on the eBay. And let's get started. The first item was a new with tag, Easton brand, kind of a short sleeve pullover. It was a baseball pullover, sold for $16.79 with free shipping, and I paid $5 for that at a local thrift store. Not really a brand I normally buy, but with it being new with tag, I went ahead and picked it up. Next up, I've been pulling some of my clothes out of my personal closet that I don't wear anymore. And this was one of them. It was a long sleeve Lucky brand t-shirt. It had kind of a waffle weave to the fabric. It said rock and roll. It had a rock and roll design on it, everything. Sold for $15 with free shipping. And I had actually bought that at a thrift store a while back and just never wore it, so got to sell it. Next up, another baseball card. Y'all know that I've been starting to sell the baseball cards and they're doing good and I'm enjoying doing that. Keeping some for my collection and selling the ones that I didn't want to keep. This was one that I pulled from a pack. It was a Bryce Harper 2021 Prism. And it sold for $5.94 plus shipping. And that goes by the new eBay rule envelope for collector cards. Another card came from a big lot that I bought. I bought a big lot of basketball cards and baseball cards, and I paid about 49 cents a piece for them for the whole lot. And this is a autographed Stromile Swift card, sold for $3.49 plus shipping. Next is a hat patch. I've been selling a lot of these. They're the patches that go in front of hats for like veterans and all. This one is a Korean War veteran patch. Sold for $8.99 with free shipping. And we have about $1 a piece into those. Next is a line of items that I like to sell, but I don't sell as well as others. I don't know if I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe I need to do more research. Maybe I'm pricing them wrong. Something I need to analyze and see what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. But this was a pair of Saucony or Saucony. People say it halfway, half another way. Women's cohesion shoes, tennis shoes. Sold for $24.99 with free shipping. And I paid $6 for those at a local thrift store. We've got another basketball card, a Fleer Shawn Kemp Sonic Youth card. This was a neat card. If I collected basketball cards, I would have kept it because it's real neat artwork on it. It sold for $5.99 plus shipping, and I paid 49 cents for it in that lot. Now here's something, a blast from the past, selling vintage electronics. A lot of times I sell my vintage electronics untested, sold for parts or restoration. That way it's clear that I don't know if it works. You're buying this for what it is. But I was cleaning out a junk drawer here at the house. And this was one of the old Nokia 5120 phones that everybody had back in the day. This was actually my personal phone back then. And it sold for $14.99 with free shipping. So clean out your junk drawers at your house. You never know what you find. Even the simplest thing, like advertising pencils or rulers or stuff like that. People collect. And you could end up, just pulling stuff out of your junk drawer. You can either lot it together and sell it as an auction on eBay, or sell it individually. People collect advertising pencils, people collect advertising rulers, keychains, stuff like that, and you're looking at $8 or $10 a piece, if not more, each one of these items to sit in your junk drawer, taking up space that you don't use. Next up is another basketball card. It was a Christian Laettner Skybox card. Paid 49 cents for it, and it sold for $4.29. Next up, I always harp on letting your friends and family know what you do as far as reselling, because sometimes they'll have items that you want to donate to you to sell, or you buy from them, or sometimes they'll be out thrifting themselves and they're not resellers, but they find something that they don't want, but they know it's valuable. This is a perfect example. Is a vintage Splash Mountain Walt Disney World t-shirt. And this was a true Disney t-shirt. It's not the repops that are coming out. And most of you know Splash Mountain is going to be revamped into a different theme. So anything Splash Mountain right now is bringing top dollar. This one sold for $50 with free shipping. And my friend paid, I believe, about $3 or $4 for it at Goodwill. So I had a good sale, and she didn't want any money from me. So what we did is I took her out to lunch last week, and we actually went thrifting. So paid for a good lunch with a friend and paid for some of the thrifting items that we found. Next up is a line of items that I like to sell is pins and buttons and stuff like that with different types of advertisements on it. This one is Polyvalente Matthew Martin. I think it was a company or something. It paid 42 cents for it, and it sold for $5.94 plus shipping. And what this was, I bought a big lot of, all the buttons were from Canada, different things in Canada, and this was in it. So $5.94 plus shipping. That was good out of 42 cents. And then another one from that lot sold as well for paid 42 cents, sold for $8.49 plus shipping. And it was the Canadian Association of Rocketry button, model rockets and so forth. So that was a real good sale right there. Next up is a company is SOHK, or School of Hard Knocks. It's kind of an urban brand, not real well known. This was a denim jacket. It did have some wear to it that I noted in the description. And it sold for $29.99 plus shipping. I paid $4 for it. Next is a Super Bowl t-shirt that I paid $1 for it at my local thrift store on their dollar rack. It sold for $11.99 plus shipping. Next is another item that came from my closet. I've mentioned before I collect Hawaiian shirts. And this was one of them that I didn't wear, so I pulled it out. Tommy Bahama is a good brand to look for when you're out thrifting. It doesn't sell for as much as they used to, but there's still a big following of people that like Tommy Bahama shirts. They have all kinds of different designs, some of them with embroidery on them and all. This one sold for $27.99 with free shipping. Another shirt from my closet is Lucky 13 brand. It's kind of a hot rod, rockabilly style brand. They don't bring as much as they used to, but they have some neat shirts. This was kind of a unique shirt. I loved wearing this back when it fit me. It doesn't fit me anymore. That's why I sold it. It was a Western shirt that was orange and white plaid, and on the back of it, it said Prison Rodeo. So it was kind of a funny shirt to wear. And it sold for $19.99 with free shipping. Next is a shirt that I got from thrift store. Paid $2 for it. It was a Chaps Ralph Lauren. Sold for $12.99 plus shipping. Now, one thing that people don't pay attention to, Chaps Ralph Lauren is what you need to look for. Regular Chaps, what it is, at one time Ralph Lauren owned Chaps. So only look for labels that are Chaps Ralph Lauren if you're selling for it being vintage. Regular Chaps, the newer Chaps items, do sell decently, but not for as higher prices. This one only sold for $12.99, like I said, because it did have some wear to it. But that's a little history of the Chaps brand. Like I said, Chaps Ralph Lauren is going to be the older stuff. Next up is a case of just because it's a big name doesn't necessarily mean it's worth a lot of money. Sometimes high dollar items on the secondary market don't sell for as much as they would new. This is Saks Fifth Avenue men's dress shirt. Paid $3 for it at the local thrift store. And it sold for $10.91 plus shipping. I sold that during a sale, I believe. Next up, the car parts I've been selling, the little switches and so forth. Paid 18 cents a piece for them. Still got quite a few of them left and paid for them a long time ago. But this one was a oil pressure sender. It sold for $10.99 with free shipping. And finally, last item was a vintage Western shirt, the old 90s color blocking shirts with a bunch of colors on them. This was a Panhandle Slim brand, rough stock. That was just a style that they had back then. I paid $3 for it at a local thrift store, and it sold for $20.79 with free shipping. Like I always say, keep an eye out for vintage Western shirts. They will always sell immediately when I list them. So I highly advise looking out for those. Even newer Western shirts, if they're unique with a different print or whatever on them. Usually not the plain Western shirts unless it's like a denim. But as long as they have the pearl snaps on them, it's going to be guaranteed that you'll sell it pretty quick. But that's some of the items that I've sold recently. Been doing pretty well. eBay's really picked up. I don't know if it's a case of people are starting to buy for the holidays or case of just because I'm listing more, I'm selling more. It's probably a combination of both. But I'm still part-time. I consider myself part-time. And I'm listing about 10 items a day. So I'm real happy about that. I'm selling around 3 or 4 items a day. So it's doing good. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you have any questions or suggestions or just want to say hey, go ahead and comment below. And always subscribe if you haven't. That way you can see what's coming in the future and you help me out. But until next time, my friends, I love you. Bye.